So here we are, the 8th of February. Gonna plant onions. I did these last year in these 128 trays. Liked them. I just didn't feel like they did great. So if anyone has suggestions for how to improve them, granted, I did not get them into the garden nearly early enough last year. I think a lot of the stuff was almost June. It was just really touch and go in terms of keeping them watered, keeping the fertilizer at the right level, and all of that stuff, and then they weren't terribly strong. I did purchase some. They were actually grown in these, which I believe are a 256. I think it has a marking on this. I think these are a 256 tray. That were completely root bound, but much healthier, much stronger. So I'm not sure what I did wrong, but hey, we'll try it this year and see what we can do. So varieties this year, I've got Ailsa Craig. These seem to be probably the most, I won't say prolific. They weren't the largest onions I grew. They were definitely the easiest. They seem to weather through a lot of the inconsistencies in temperature and moisture a lot better than the others. So we're going to do a fair number of those. I have Ruby Red. I grew these last year. We're still eating them. Absolutely love them. Very strong, very potent, but a little bit of oil saute, and they ended up quite tasty and gorgeous to grow in the garden with the red color. And then the last one in this group I think is going to be a new one for me. These are Southport White Globe onions. Never grown them before. Description says long day variety, of course. White pickling large bunching onion, 2 inches. Sweet, crisp, with a good shelf life when cured correctly. So I'm going to try and pickle some of these. I also have some Cipollini and some Pompeii that I think might be good pickled. Haven't pickled in a few years, onions in terms of that, but we'll try. So anyway, here we go. I'm going to aim for about 1 per cell. I doubled up last year and realized, especially with seeds like this that are brand new, fresh, I wasted a huge number of seeds. So I'm going to try and avoid that this year with the onion seeds. We'll go ahead and do a couple more rows here, finish up these. I think these were probably my best producer last year. I still have probably 30 or 40 left, and they haven't sprouted. They're storing well, so might as well use up the seed I got. Nice, that's all the Ailsa Craig. New variety, the Southport White Globe. All these are from M.I. Gardner, have had outstanding success in the past. I don't think I've ever bought anything that didn't germinate quickly and germinate well. So I do grow everything as of right now in the basement, so it's definitely cooler in this time of the year. Average is mid 50s, maybe low 60s when the weather starts to warm up. So I know that's probably an issue. I was thinking last year that would actually be better for onions and some of the cool weather crops because they wouldn't get as warm. But I'm not sure. I don't recall the exact ideal temperatures for stuff like this. So maybe that was too cool, but we'll try it again and see how we do. Those are my 2 big varieties. And prepped my second set here. Got the white one. Let's try some Pompeii. I did these last year. I did these and the Cipollini and Bianca di Maggio 3 that I'm doing again this year. All did really well. My only issue, I think, which was obviously oversight on my side, was I did a lot of or not a lot of weeding, and they tended to suffer because of that. So I'm trying to put them in the weed block fabric this year and see. The stuff that I grew last year in Weed Block Fabric isn't as garden attractive. It doesn't have that nice gardeny look sometimes because there's no nice paths and that all between the plants. But in terms of growing stuff and me not having to weed, it was a good deal. Do 4 rows of that. I've got 8 per row here, so we'll see what we can get. We may have to do another tray. I did try and stagger stuff last year. It wasn't the best just because I didn't have a whole lot of setup out in my greenhouse, or a Quonset style, I guess it is, high tunnel. I'm gonna try and improve that a little bit this year. I've got a couple ideas for that to hopefully give myself a little better setup so that when this stuff goes out, it's not subjected to the terrible weather right away, but I'm also not out there constantly trying to move flats around, because that was my biggest issue last year. You look at the weather says it's going to be 42 overnight, so you cover everything and then you wake up and it's 26. Had a few nights like that I think just kind of stunted things outside, so we'll see this year if we can maybe plan a little bit better on my part and do better with that. Gonna have to do another flat of these 128 flats. Definitely gonna do more pickling and stuff this year. I didn't do a whole lot with the onions last year other than cure them and put them in the basement, which wasn't terrible, but I feel like there's a lot more I could be doing with them that might be interesting. So anyway, gonna get these covered up, get them put into their little humidity domes, and check in a few weeks when they're doing something interesting. See you soon. Thanks for watching.